I think one of the reasons is that these are all instruments for obtaining power. Obviously, the passion for power is one of the most moving passions that exist in man, and you are being engineered for obedience. Everything you crave, pleasure, comfort, distraction, isn't just making you weak, it's making you a slave. You think you're in control? Think again. Every mindless scroll, every binge watch, every notification hijacking your focus, it's all by design. A system so perfect you don't even realize you're trapped. The richest, most powerful people in the world, they don't fall for it, they create it. They profit while you waste away. Aldous Huxley warned us. He said control wouldn't come through force, it would come through pleasure, a world where people beg for their own servitude. And now here you are. Look at your habits, look at your life. Are you free, or have they already won? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how they've kept you blind and how to break free forever. But be warned, once you see the truth, there's no going back. Are you ready? There is a silent war happening right now, a war for your mind, a war you don't even realize you're losing. Not with bullets or bombs, but with dopamine, distractions, and the illusion of pleasure. Think about how many times you've checked your phone today, how many hours you've wasted scrolling, watching, and consuming. You know it's a waste of time, but you do it anyway, and that's not a mistake. It's the system working exactly as designed. Your brain has been hacked, and the people at the top know exactly how to keep you hooked. Dopamine is the most powerful chemical in your brain. It's the reason you feel pleasure, but more importantly, it's the reason you crave. The anticipation of a reward releases more dopamine than the reward itself. That's why you keep refreshing your notifications, why you binge watch episode after episode, and why you can't put your phone down, even when you know you should. You think you're in control, but you're not. Social media, entertainment, and even video games are designed to hijack your dopamine system, just like a casino. Slot machines don't give out rewards consistently, they give out random wins to keep gamblers playing. Social media works the same way. They don't show you the best content first. They mix random viral content with boring ones, so you keep scrolling, hoping for the next hit. YouTube keeps you trapped with autoplay. Facebook keeps you addicted with endless feeds. Your phone's notifications trigger dopamine spikes, conditioning you to check it every few minutes. This isn't entertainment, it's behavioral programming. And here's the worst part. You're not even the customer, you're the product. The richest companies in the world, Meta, Google, Apple, aren't selling entertainment. They're selling you, your attention, your time, your habits. Every second you spend distracted, they profit. Every hour you waste chasing pleasure, they get stronger while you get weaker. The system was never built for you to win. It was built to keep you consuming, distracted, and dependent. Because a society that is entertained 24/7 never stops to think, never stops to question, and never stops to take back control. Control of your life, and in the next section, I'll show you exactly how to do it. But first, ask yourself, are you a consumer or are you a creator? Because that single decision will determine your future. Comment below, I choose power over pleasure, because what comes next will change everything. You finally get what you want, a new phone, a dream vacation, a big achievement. You feel excited, fulfilled, like this is it, like you finally made it. But then something happens. The excitement fades, the feeling wears off, and you're back to normal. Now you need something else, a bigger hit, a new goal, a new desire. This is not a coincidence. This is the hedonic treadmill, the biological trap that keeps you chasing pleasure, but never actually reaching it. Modern society has weaponized this against you. Every product, every platform, every system you interact with is built to keep you running on this treadmill, to make you believe that happiness is always just one purchase away, just one more achievement ahead, just one more dopamine hit beyond your reach. But here's the truth. As long as you chase pleasure, you will never be free. Your brain is wired to seek more. Studies show that no matter how much happiness you achieve, your brain quickly adapts. You return to your baseline level of contentment, and the craving for the next high begins. That's why lottery winners don't stay happy. It's why billionaires keep chasing more wealth. It's why people who get the perfect body still feel insecure. You will never arrive at happiness if you keep looking for it in external things, because happiness was never meant to be chased. If you were truly happy, you wouldn't need their products, their distractions, their empty promises of success. And if enough people realize this, the system would collapse. Consumerism depends on your dissatisfaction. The second you feel content, you stop buying, you stop needing validation, you stop being easy to control. This is why advertisers don't just sell products, they sell lifestyles. They don't want you to buy things. They want you to buy the illusion that happiness comes from having more. This is why social media thrives on comparison. They want you to feel like you're missing out, like other people are happier, wealthier, more successful. So you keep consuming, keep scrolling, keep running on the treadmill. The game is rigged, but you don't have to play. Not all pleasure is bad, but there's a difference between cheap dopamine and deep fulfillment. Cheap dopamine is fast, easy, and addictive. The rush of social media likes, the endless scroll of entertainment, the sugar high, the shopping spree, the quick thrill. But what happens when it's over? You crash. You feel empty, and so you reach for another hit. Deep fulfillment is slow, difficult, and requires effort, building a skill, achieving a goal, strengthening your mind, body, and discipline. It's not an instant high, but it lasts. It builds you up instead of breaking you down. This is why so many people feel empty even when they have everything they thought they wanted. They've been chasing cheap dopamine, never realizing that real happiness isn't about more pleasure. It's about more meaning. Here's how to escape the hedonic treadmill and take back control, because if you keep chasing the next high, you will never be satisfied. You will always feel like something is missing, but you don't have to stay trapped. You can rewire your brain to crave what actually makes you stronger. Step 1. Cut out one cheap dopamine source. Identify one habit that keeps you addicted. Social media, binge watching, junk food, compulsive shopping, and cut it for 1 week. Watch how your mind reacts. Feel the withdrawals. This is your addiction being exposed. Step 2. Replace it with deep fulfillment. Fulfillment instead of chasing the quick fix. Do something that requires effort. Read a book, learn a skill, work on your body, your mind, your craft. The first few days will feel uncomfortable because your brain is rewiring itself. Step 3. Embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't come from pleasure, it comes from struggle. The more you train yourself to resist instant gratification, the more powerful you become. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you reclaim your control. Every time you resist the easy pleasure, you take back your power. These are the first steps of breaking free. This is how you escape the system. Most people won't do this. They will keep chasing, keep consuming, keep running in circles. But a few will wake up. A few will step off the treadmill and into a life of real purpose, real strength, real power. Which one will you be? They don't need to control you with force. They don't need chains. They don't need threats. All they need is for you to stay distracted, addicted, weak. Aldous Huxley warned us in Brave New World that people wouldn't rebel against their oppression. They wouldn't need to because they'd be too entertained to care. And now, look around. Look at the world you live in. It's not a prison made of walls. It's a prison made of endless distractions. Your phone, your TV, your constant need for entertainment, these are the chains. And the worst part, you don't even see them. You are the product, the business of distraction. Your time is money, not for you, but for them. The longer you scroll, the more they profit. The more distracted you are, the richer they become. It's why social media companies don't just want you using their platforms. They want you addicted to them. The more they can keep your attention, the more they can sell your data, the more they can manipulate your behavior. And here's the most dangerous part. They are not just competing for your time. They are reprogramming your mind. The more you consume, the harder it becomes to focus. the harder it becomes to create. The harder it becomes to think for yourself. And that's exactly what they want. If you feel like your attention span is getting worse, you're not imagining it. It is. Studies show that the average attention span has dropped to just 8 seconds, shorter than a goldfish. And that's not just because of distractions. It's because your brain is being rewired. The more you consume short, fast, high-stimulation content, the harder it becomes to focus on anything meaningful. That's why you struggle to finish books, but can scroll for hours. You can't sit still in silence without reaching for your phone. You feel uncomfortable when there's nothing stimulating your brain. You weren't born this way. You were trained to be this way. In Brave New World, people weren't controlled by fear. They were controlled by pleasure. They took a drug called soma, something that made them happy, passive, and easy to manipulate. Today, we don't need soma. We have screens. Instead of facing reality, we escape into movies, endless shows, never-ending entertainment. Instead of confronting our own thoughts, we drown them out with distractions. Instead of fighting for something real, we numb ourselves with easy pleasure. The greatest weapon ever created isn't war, it's entertainment. Because a population that is constantly entertained never rises up, never questions, never rebels. They don't have to take your freedom, they just have to make you too distracted to notice it's gone. Here's how to rewire your brain for power. You can stay plugged into the system, you can keep chasing cheap dopamine, feeding your addictions, and letting them control your mind. Or you can wake up. You can take back control. You can start training your brain to resist distraction and reclaim your focus. Step 1. Rebuild your attention span. Cut out all short-form content for 7 days. No TikTok, no Instagram Reels, no short dopamine spikes. Replace them with long-form content. Read books, listen to deep podcasts, watch educational videos. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. That's because your brain has been conditioned to seek fast hits of pleasure. But if you push through, you will feel something most people never experience anymore: clarity. Step 2. Do one hard thing every day. Your brain craves ease. You have to reprogram it to crave a challenge. Take a cold shower, work out intensely, do deep, focused work with no distractions. Every time you choose difficulty over comfort, you're breaking free from the system that wants you weak. Step 3. Eliminate mindless consumption for 1 week. Track everything you consume: social media, TV, distractions. Write it all down. Then ask yourself, is this making me stronger or weaker? Most of what you consume is making you weaker. Cut it out and replace it with something that builds you. The world is designed to keep you entertained, pacified, and controlled. But you don't have to play their game. Most people will stay asleep. Most people will keep chasing distractions. But a few will wake up. A few will step off the treadmill and start building a life of real focus, real power, real freedom. Which one will you be? Now, let's talk about how pleasure can work like an invisible set of chains. These aren't chains you can see or touch, but their grip is every bit as strong. The more we chase these moments of joy, the more they become like water running through our fingers, always slipping away, leaving us thirsty for more. This is where control comes into play. So how can we step off this treadmill? One approach is to focus on intrinsic rather than extrinsic values. Experiences that offer growth, connection, or creativity can provide deeper and more enduring forms of satisfaction. Finding joy in the process rather than the outcome can help us appreciate the journey we are on. Gratitude also plays a significant role. By regularly reflecting on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our focus to appreciation rather than yearning. Learning to find joy in small, everyday moments can counteract the constant push for more. Mindfulness can offer another way out. It encourages us to be present, to fully engage with where we are and who we are with. By living in the moment, we reduce the time spent longing for the future or dwelling on the past. Finally, reevaluating our concept of success can bring us a new perspective. Success doesn't have to mean wealth or prestige. It can be about cultivating meaningful relationships, contributing to our community, or simply finding peace with oneself. While stepping off the chronic treadmill isn't easy and requires practice and patience, it opens the door to finding lasting happiness within ourselves. Imagine you're on a treadmill. It keeps increasing in speed, and yet it feels like you're never reaching your destination. This is much like your mind, constantly stirred by the demands and distractions that surround you. The more you experience, the more you realize that satisfaction is elusive. It's a never-ending cycle of seeking pleasure. The hedonic treadmill. Why happiness always feels out of reach, only to return to the starting point with each new desire. Now, let's take a deeper look at what's happening as your mind engages in this quiet battle every day. Information floods your senses. Advertisements promising happiness, notifications on your phone, and the social pressures to keep up all contribute to this war. It's a barrage of influence that you might not even notice, yet they shape your desires and perception of what's important. You are drawn into a race, chasing after what seems like fulfillment, only to find yourself back at square one. The world says you need more gadgets, more experiences, more recognition, and so you run faster. Think about social media. It's a perfect example of this cycle. Each like or comment provides a temporary high, but it never lasts. You find yourself returning again and again, hunting for fresh engagement, new recognition. This endless scroll doesn't just influence what you think is valuable. It alters how you think about yourself and your life. You are unconsciously redefining your worth based on fleeting interactions. The products you see, the ads you encounter, they've all been designed to play on these desires. The aim is to hold your attention, sway your choices, and keep you in the loop. Every platform and app aims to be more engaging, pushing you to stay there longer and longer. But the cost is your mental peace, your focus, and sometimes even your happiness. Why does all this matter? Because while your mind is crowded with external desires, there's little room left for your genuine goals and aspirations. Your authentic self becomes buried beneath layers of artificial wants. This invisible struggle for control over your desires, likes, and dislikes is intense, but it often goes unnoticed. Recognizing this is the first step to change. It's about reclaiming your attention, preserving your mental space for what truly matters. This doesn't mean ignoring everything. Life is about experiences after all, but rather choosing consciously. It's about deciding what deserves space in your mind and what doesn't. When you become aware of these influences, you can start to draw boundaries. Think about what genuinely brings you joy versus what's only a temporary thrill. Reflect on your goals. What are the distractions that pull you away from them? This internal tug of war is not easy, but with awareness comes power. Start to filter out the noise, focusing on the things that align with your true values. Begin by identifying what truly adds value to your life. Choose your experiences mindfully, whether it's how much time you spend online, the people you surround yourself with, or the goals you pursue. Let them be ones that resonate with who you are at your core. Take control of your mental space. Empower yourself to be the one dictating what takes priority in your thoughts. Start by nurturing your inner world. Give power to your true intentions, your real needs. It's about taking back the reins from a world set on directing your thoughts, ensuring that this silent war ends with you as the victor. Breaking free, understanding cheap dopamine versus deep fulfillment. We've been exploring the silent constraints that keep our minds trapped, often without us realizing it. Let's shift our focus to breaking free from these mental chains. Life isn't meant to be spent in a constant state of trying to measure up to something outside ourselves. We get so tangled in expectations, pressures, and doubts that we lose our sense of who we are. This section is about reclaiming that lost part of ourselves. Every day presents a series of choices. Each decision we make can bring us closer to a life that feels authentic. It starts with small changes. Imagine setting aside time each morning to reflect. This practice can become a powerful habit that grounds you. Now, let's talk about boundaries. They're crucial for protecting our mental energy. How often do we say yes to things that drain us? It happens in an attempt to please others or avoid conflict. But what if saying no reclaimed a piece of your life? It's not about shutting people out. It's more about learning to value your own time and energy just as much as others' demands on them. Reconsider your daily routine. Look at it like a map of your energy. Identify tasks that energize you and those that drain you. Some draining tasks are unavoidable, but are there some that you could minimize or delegate? Freeing yourself involves being honest about what truly matters and then making space for those things. A crucial aspect of reclaiming your life is connection, but not just any connection. Meaningful interaction with others who uplift and inspire you. Letting go of toxic relationships can be one of the toughest, yet most liberating experiences. It doesn't mean animosity. It simply means placing your well-being first. Think about someone who always feels energizing to be around. What makes that relationship different? Such relationships naturally reinforce who you are at your core. Reflect on the things you're passionate about. Are they present in your life? If not, why? Passion projects, no matter how small, can be revitalizing. They remind us of our strengths and what truly makes us happy. Sometimes rekindling an old hobby or starting a new one can bring back pieces of ourselves that we've hidden away. Breaking free also involves making peace with imperfections. Society often pushes us to strive for flawless lives, creating a heavy burden. But life isn't perfect. That's what makes it beautiful and sometimes chaotic. Letting go of the need for perfection can lead to more genuine experiences, freeing us from unnecessary stress and anxiety. Ask yourself, what does success truly mean to you? Is it about financial wealth or societal status, or is it a sense of peace and satisfaction? Your definition might not look like what you were told it should be. By redefining success on your terms, you align your energy towards goals that resonate with your true desires. Now, stress is something we all encounter, but giving it control over your life is a choice. Stress management is about understanding triggers and learning coping mechanisms that keep stress from dictating your actions. Exercise and mindfulness practices can be particularly helpful in mitigating stress. These activities offer a mental reset, a way to shift focus and dissipate tension. Revitalize your space. Often, the environment reflects our mental state. A cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind. Tidying doesn't need to be extreme. Even small changes can bring clarity and calmness. Start with your immediate surroundings and gradually extend these changes to other parts of your life. Finally, ponder the power of gratitude. Yes, we all face days that are hard or seem bleak, but even on those days, seeking out small things to be grateful for can shift our mindset. It's not about dismissing the bad, it's about recognizing what is good as well. These changes don't happen overnight. They take patience and commitment. But with each step, you reclaim a bit more of your life. You start living with intention, aligning your reality with your true self. It's a journey worth taking, one that begins with your decision to take back control and live life on your terms. As we prepare to move into the next section, let's consider how these small changes lead up to something much bigger. It's about the shift in mindset that places control squarely in your hand, leading you to true power. Achieving true power involves more than just physical strength or authority. It begins with understanding your internal energy and how to control it effectively. Personal power means having the ability to direct your thoughts, emotions, and actions towards desired outcomes. When you realize that internal strength influences external circumstances, you unlock an amazing potential within yourself. At the heart of the shift is self-awareness. To harness your energy, first become aware of your current state. Consider your emotions, thoughts, and habits. Are they aligned with who you want to be and where you want to go? Recognize patterns that hold you back and begin the work of altering those that do not serve your goals. Emotional balance is another key to achieving true power. Learn to respond rather than react to situations. Reactions are often immediate and based on emotion, but responses are considered and deliberate. By gaining control over your emotions, you make better decisions and begin to radiate a calm energy that influences those around you. To maintain energy flow, physical health cannot be neglected. Exercise, eat well, and ensure adequate rest. Physical wellness supports mental and emotional health, providing you with the clarity and stamina needed to pursue your aspirations. Mindfulness and meditation offer tools to increase concentration and manage stress. These practices train you to focus on the present, reduce anxiety, and improve emotional health. By training the mind to focus, you gain the power to direct your energy towards your true intentions. Cultivating positive relationships is a powerful step. Surround yourself with those who reflect the values and attitudes you seek. Positive relationships provide support, challenge you to grow, and help you stay accountable to yourself. Goal setting acts as a roadmap for your energy. Setting clear, actionable goals gives your energy direction and purpose. It helps break down dreams into achievable steps, ensuring that your energy is spent efficiently, moving you continually toward your vision of true power. Practice gratitude regularly. Acknowledging the positive in your life can change your outlook and increase happiness. Gratitude shifts you from a mindset of lack to one of abundance, opening up your energy to attract more of what you want. Resilience is your ally on this journey. Everyone faces setbacks, but how you manage these situations can either drain or focus your power. View challenges as opportunities for growth. Strength is not avoiding failure, but rising each time you fall. Lastly, remember that achieving true power means sharing it. As you grow, help others do the same. True power is never about domination, but about collaboration and uplifting those around you. It is creating an environment where everyone can thrive. Each of these elements plays a critical role in reaching true power. It's a continuous process, one that evolves with you. But as you refine your ability to control your energy, you will see the impact, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. Achievement lies in consistent, deliberate action. Your journey to true power begins with the first step. Now that you've explored the ways to achieve true power, it's time to seize the moment. This is your call to action, an invitation to step bravely into a world where your future shines brighter. Start by visualizing what you truly want and recognizing that the potential within you is unlimited. It's not about waiting for the right moment, because the right moment is now. Think of the progress and changes that you can initiate by taking the first step today. Bringing about transformation doesn't mean overwhelming changes all at once. It's about consistent, small actions leading to greater outcomes. Every day presents a new opportunity to build on the progress you've made. This approach not only impacts your current state, but also sets the stage for future success. Imagine waking up each day with a clear, unstoppable vision, a purpose so strong that nothing, no distraction, no cheap dopamine hit, no external force can pull you away from it. What would that look like for you? Not just in personal growth, but in how you manage and command your own energy, mentally, physically, even literally. Take a moment and picture the future you truly want, the version of yourself who owns their time, their focus, their reality, who is no longer a slave to impulse, to distractions, to a system built to keep you weak. Now ask yourself, what small step can you take today to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Maybe it's cutting out one thing that drains your energy. Maybe it's learning a new skill that makes you powerful. Maybe it's aligning with people who ignite your ambition instead of suffocating it. Each of these actions is a weapon against the passive, powerless life most people are stuck in. But this isn't just about you. This is bigger than that. You're part of something much larger. The world is shifting. Energy, real, tangible power, is no longer controlled just by governments or corporations. It's controlled by those who take responsibility for it. Imagine plugging into a community of doers, not talkers, people actively reclaiming their energy, shifting from mindless consumption to deliberate action. Picture yourself surrounded by individuals who reject weakness, distraction, and mediocrity, and instead build systems that give them real control. What role will you play in this transformation? Will you be just another person numbed by the next distraction? Or will you be the one who steps up, takes charge, and makes an impact? Taking control starts small, but the effects are massive. Every choice, what you consume, how you focus, where your energy flows, either strengthens you or weakens you. Turn off the noise, get intentional. Build habits that reinforce your control, not their control over you. Think about this. What if your energy, mental, emotional, physical, became so strong, so refined, that nothing could shake it? That's real power. And when you reach that level, you don't just change yourself. You inspire a movement. You become the example, the proof, the leader that others look to when they finally wake up. This isn't some distant vision. It's already happening right now, but only for those who choose it. So what will it be? Will you let your energy be drained by distractions, or will you rise, reclaim it, and step into the power that's yours to take? Comment below. I am in control. If you're done letting anything outside of you dictate your energy, your path to influencing change begins with a single choice made today. Join the movement. Embrace the possibilities. Your future starts now, with the steps you decide to take and the decisions you make. This is your moment to act, to be part of something transformative, meaningful, and forward-thinking. Reimagine what lies ahead, knowing you have the power to shape it. The choice is yours. Make it count. But there is more to the science of addiction than just brain chemistry. Behavior and context matter greatly. The brain craves not just the substance, but the rituals and environments associated with it. Repeated actions and familiar settings become cues that trigger the brain, further tightening addiction's grip. Understanding these aspects helps demystify addiction. It shows how it's not merely about personal choice or lack of willpower. It's about changes in the brain driven by substances and experiences. Recognizing this can remove some of the stigma that surrounds addiction and highlight the need for empathy and support for those affected. It also underscores the importance of treatment and intervention that can help reset the brain's chemistry and pathways. Supporting someone through recovery involves understanding these changes and working to help them restore balance. It's a journey of rebuilding, finding new sources of joy, relearning coping strategies for stress, and healing both mind and environment. It's a complex condition with roots that reach deep into biology and experience. But recognizing that it's a condition of the brain can pave the way for better understanding, treatment, and compassion. This scientific insight provides a framework for how, with support and appropriate treatment, there is hope for a healthier and addiction-free life. Addiction is a significant force that impacts many aspects of life, not just for the person experiencing it, but for society at large. It is crucial to consider who truly benefits from the cycles of addiction. At first glance, it might seem like no one truly wins. Yet beneath the surface, there are players who significantly gain from this ongoing struggle. Think about big industries that profit from keeping people hooked. The tobacco and alcohol industries have long been known for their reliance on repeat customers. They design products to foster dependency, driving a stream of profit. Advertising plays a massive role here, presenting lifestyles or status symbols associated with their products. This promotes a normalized view of consumption, which can obscure the harmful effects. In essence, addiction becomes a financial cornerstone for these corporations. Beyond the obvious examples, there are newer players in the digital age. Social media companies and game developers often implement tactics designed to keep users engaged for as long as possible. They use algorithms that trigger the reward systems in our brains, encouraging users to come back repeatedly. This engagement is monetized through advertising, making user attention a valuable commodity. Essentially, user addiction translates directly into revenue for these companies. Pharmaceutical companies often walk a fine line. While many create life-saving medications, we've all seen, or even personally known, someone whose life took a turn for the worse because of an addictive prescription drug. Pain medications, for example, have helped countless people, but they've also fueled devastating addiction crises. Maybe it was a friend who started taking them after surgery and struggled to stop, or a family member who was prescribed them for chronic pain but became dependent. When that dependence grows, so does the demand, benefiting the manufacturer while tearing lives apart. But it doesn't stop at industries. There are social dynamics where certain individuals might benefit from another's addiction. Think of a person who feels more in control or important because they're always rescuing someone from their struggles. This might foster a codependent relationship where one person's addiction inadvertently validates the other's need to be needed. Not to forget the media, which often sensationalizes the struggles of addiction by focusing on dramatic stories. They attract viewership and sell narratives that might stigmatize or misunderstand the nature of dependence. This boosts ratings and sales, making addiction itself marketable as a news topic. Some people benefit in less obvious ways. For example, employers who don't want to make changes might find it easier to let go of an employee struggling with addiction instead of looking at how their own workplace culture could be contributing to stress and burnout. This way, they avoid dealing with deeper problems within the company. These perspectives might seem grim, as though addiction is a cycle perpetuated by external forces, but it's essential to consider these dynamics to understand the full scope of addiction. Such awareness is the first step toward challenging the structures that foster dependence and refocusing efforts on support and recovery for those affected. Recognizing who truly gains from addiction might spark change, driving efforts to shift both personal behaviors and societal structures towards healthier paths. Understanding who benefits from addiction is one piece of a large puzzle, and knowing this lays the foundation for powerful change moving forward. Considering these facets may motivate us to seek effective and compassionate solutions, ensuring that the true beneficiaries of any system we support are the individuals looking to live healthier, more fulfilling lives. Addiction can act like a veil, hiding the true nature of the pain beneath it. Today, we're going to confront that pain, allowing us to change how we relate to it. This isn't about finding a fix or magical antidote. Instead, it's about noticing and acknowledging what's there. Imagine a time when you felt truly connected to your deepest self, that special moment when you felt whole without the need for external validation. Now let's bring our attention to the present, where discomfort or cravings might be sitting with us. Rather than pushing them away, let's invite them closer so we can truly understand them. Begin by closing your eyes and taking a deep breath. Hold that breath for a moment and then release it slowly. Now identify where the pain or discomfort emerges in your body. It could be a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, or perhaps an ache at the back of your head. Recognize these sensations. Instead of rejecting this discomfort, ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? Perhaps there is something buried beneath, an emotional past experience asking to be seen. Allow a moment to see if any images, words, or memories surface. Simply observe without judgment. Pain often has something to say. It might speak of a need for change, a call for patience or kindness, or a reminder of forgotten dreams. Whatever story it tells, it's important to hear it fully, as it helps bring clarity to the shadows addiction creates. As you continue to sit with this awareness, imagine that you are holding a conversation with an old friend. Explore what wisdom this friend, your pain, brings. It might surprise you. Now, naturally, resistance might arise. Our minds might suggest it's easier to tune out or find distractions. This is a part of the process too. Gently bring your attention back, acknowledging that resistance with compassion. There's no need to force anything. The intention is just to listen. Sometimes, by acknowledging the root of our discomfort, we find an unexpected shift. A wave of peace or a deep exhale might wash over us. At other times, the message remains complex and requires more exploration. Both outcomes offer guidance. Let's explore a simple practice that can be used whenever pain or cravings arrive. It's called the pause and inquire. When a pang of discomfort hits, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask, "What do I need right now?" Maybe it's rest, a conversation, or a moment of reflection. Taking a cue from this inquiry can align your actions with what genuinely supports your well-being. As we bring this practice to a close, know that the insights gathered now form a foundation for more conscious choices moving forward. This doesn't eliminate challenge, but it does offer tools to manage them more gracefully. When you're ready, gently bring your attention back to the present moment. Open your eyes, feeling grounded in this awareness. With each challenge, remember that this process is an ongoing dialogue, one that brings you closer to living with intention and clarity. And right now, you stand at a crossroads. You can keep living the way you have, chasing distractions, feeding your addictions, letting the system control you. You can keep telling yourself you'll change tomorrow while tomorrow keeps slipping further away. Or you can wake up. You can reclaim your mind. You can take back control. You can break the cycle that has kept you weak, dependent, and distracted. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not society, not the government, no one. If you don't take control of your life right now, someone else will. So what will it be? Will you be just another consumer, another pawn, another distraction-addicted puppet? Or will you rise above? Will you do what 99% of people are too weak to do? If you've made it this far, I already know the answer. You are not like them. You are not weak. You are not a slave to your impulses. You are your master now. Prove it. If you're serious about taking back your power, do this right now. Comment below, "I am my master." Let the world know you refuse to be controlled. Like this video if you're done being manipulated. Subscribe, because this is just the beginning. The next video will take you even deeper into the truth they don't want you to know. Share this video with someone who needs to wake up. You might just save them from a lifetime of distraction. Join the newsletter if you're ready to go even deeper. No fluff, no filler, just raw, powerful insights to help you reclaim your life. Most people will ignore this. Most people will keep sleepwalking through life, never questioning why they feel so empty, so lost. But you are different. You are awake. You are your master now. Act like it.